All right, guys, watch this video for Tuesday, November 16th. The SPY, pretty narrow range today. Some really nice stuff in the chat room. Let me move that out of the way there. So a couple highlights. I want to give a EYPT. Shauna called this early today, just as a red to green, I believe, which would be through this open on this candle, which was over 1925, and you got a pretty big rep to 2150 in about a little over 5 minutes. That was kind of a neat little call. Blink BLNK, Matt called over 42 when it was coming up here with the previous day's high not far above. And it got a pretty nice move quickly through 43, but then chopped around. So anyone that took that, I'm sure sold some into that strength and then stopped out the rest, but ended up with a really strong close. I think Alan H. made a couple nice calls on this one too, and he made a couple of those 15s buy zone calls I saw today as well. MRAM is another one that comes to mind. I called this one just over the highs. It had an early high at 1075 and Friday's high not far above at 1117. So I pointed that out through the 75 idea, and it went pretty quickly through 11, through 1150, and ended up going up over 1250 at one point. So it was kind of another neat little deal. But there's a few highlights from today. There was a lot more. There's a lot of good calls in the chat room today, but I didn't log them all. And so in the interest of time and me being hungry for dinner, I'm going to go right into the watch list for tomorrow. This is a handsome chart here. This NEGG popped about a week ago to 1985. Today hit 1984. Certainly interesting over that area. You could probably round up and say looks good over 20, but I want to keep my eyes on that one. CHPT is on watch because of that Blink BLNK rip today. This is a sister stock to it, if you will. Same space, charging stock. The most recent high, 28.29 right there, which is what, a little over a week ago. Today's high 27.16, Friday's high 27.37. So kind of over maybe this 2-day high, but we're gonna make a run at this recent high. Let's see, Blink is on the list, so I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm just gonna go in order. I have them written though. Excuse me, DCRC, kind of a big breakout today. We're gonna see if it gives any kind of follow through setup tomorrow. REE, nice volume today. Topped out at 443. As I'm talking and closed at 419, but in after hours, this went to, I want to say 480. And right now it's trading around 440 in after hours. So a possible gapper tomorrow. Even if it's not gapping, it's still an interesting chart with that volume and attempting to break out of that range. LAZR had the gap up about a week ago, came back down and is turning right back up. So I'm going to keep our eyes on that one. NUZ, I don't love this one, but had the big pop. Then a pullback, and then a gap down in kind of a very narrow range. What I'd like to see, if I'm going to trade this at all, would be an afternoon high of day break out of a tight range tomorrow. So I'll keep it on watch for that particular setup. JAMF, pretty beaten up coming into today, so I had it on bounce watch, and then today is just another red day. No triggers in it as far as what we look for, but it's kind of at support. So this one might give a nice snapback bounce, so it just simply goes right back on the bounce playlist for tomorrow. EVGO has been a really strong charging stock. Then today gapped down and sold off, but with Blink as strong as it is, BLNK, this one might just turn right back up tomorrow. So that's why that one's on watch. MARA is a Bitcoin play and pretty beaten up. I mean, let's see, 6 sessions ago, I think this was 83.45, and now it's down here at 55.40. That's very interesting to me for a snapback bounce. AGC, very, very strong stock. Now we got a couple red days in a row on declining volume, getting close to the 8-day. That goes on bounce watch. Here's BLNK I've been talking about. Nice breakout today and a pretty strong close. So we're going to watch that whole charging industry. DWAC is kind of a sleeper. It had that massive rip back here and really has found support. And if I show you the last couple days, which will be, this was Friday, this is a 15-minute candle. So on Friday, in 15 minutes, it went from under 58 to 65. And then today gapped up a little bit, looked like it was rolling over, but kind of showed some strength late in the day. So it's still holding support and at times gets these big moves, right? So it's a good one to have on watch as a day trader. So I will. TRT, nice breakout today. Big volume for the stock. Closing well off its highs, but definitely worth watching tomorrow. Then a couple potential gappers. ZEV in after hours. It closed at 890 and after hours is trading at 930. It was up close to 11, I think, at one point. So we'll see if it's still gapping in the morning. I believe they reported earnings. If it's still gapping, it goes on our gap playlist in the morning. And then also, I don't like stocks at this price range, but it's on there anyway. BIMI closed at 65 cents today, and after hours it's trading at $1.15. So all the way up here, and had this big massive move back here not that long ago. So it's worth keeping an eye on. But again, I don't really like anything that's trading near a buck. We'll see if it's still gapping in the morning. We'll add other gappers to this list as well together in the pre-market, and there should be plenty to trade tomorrow. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.